Arteries of head and neck. The major arteries of head and neck include carotid and vertebral arteries. There are two types of carotid artery, right common carotid and left common carotid. About the right common carotid, it arises from the bifurcation of brachiocephalic trunk. In this picture, you can see the violet colored vessel, that is the brachiocephalic trunk, which is a branch of arch of aorta. This is the arch of aorta. Brachiocephalic trunk is the first branch of arch of aorta. It bifurcates approximately at the level of right sternoclavicular joint. At the level of sternoclavicular joint, it is split into two. The green colored vessel is the right common carotid and the yellow colored vessel is the right subclavian artery. So the right common carotid arises from the brachiocephalic trunk, which is the first branch of arch of aorta at the level of right sternoclavicular joint roughly. Then about the left common carotid, it branches directly from the arch of aorta. This is the left common carotid. It is the direct branch of arch of aorta. Then both this right and left common carotid ascend up the neck without giving any branches to the structures of the neck. Ascend the neck or it travels to the top of the neck straight without giving any branch to the different structures of the neck. It passes lateral to the trachea and esophagus on both sides. At the level of cervical vertebra or fourth cervical vertebra or superior margin of thyroid cartilage. At the level of C4 or superior margin of thyroid cartilage, the common carotid artery divides into external and internal carotid artery. You can see here. This is the right common carotid. Similarly, there is another one on the left side also. So this is the right common carotid. So at the level of C4 or the superior margin of thyroid cartilage, it divides into or it is split into two, internal carotid and external carotid. Here you can see the right common artery splitting into right internal carotid and right external carotid. Similarly on the left side also. So this area where the common carotid divides into internal and external carotid artery, this is an anatomical area called as carotid triangle. So what is carotid triangle? It is the anatomical area at the level of C4 or superior margin of thyroid cartilage where the common carotid artery split into internal carotid and external carotid. Then, at the bifurcation of common carotid artery, you can see a dilation. Look in the picture. This is the dilation near to the bifurcation and proximal to the internal carotid artery. This dilation is called a carotid sinus. It contains specialized sensory cells. They are called baroreceptors. These baroreceptors are able to detect alteration in blood pressure. These baroreceptors are able to sense if any blood pressure changes. Then, if such a change occurs, if such an alteration occurs through glossopharyngeal nerve, in the picture you can see yellow colored vessel that is called a glossopharyngeal nerve. Then through the glossopharyngeal nerve, the information related to change in BP is sent to the brain. Thus, these baroreceptors in the carotid sinus have a significant role in the control of blood pressure. So, what is carotid sinus? It is the dilated portion of common carotid artery and proximal internal carotid artery. It contains specialized receptors called the baroreceptors which take part in the regulation of blood pressure. Coming to the external carotid artery. The external carotid artery supplies the areas of head and neck external to the cranium. This artery supplies all the extracranial structures. Then, in the neck, this is the external carotid artery. In the neck, it ends by giving or it ends into superficial temporal artery. this brick colored vessel, that is the superficial temporal artery and maxillary artery. This is the maxillary artery. So in the neck, the external carotid artery ends into superficial temporal artery and maxillary artery. Then, before it ends into this artery, this external carotid gives 6 important branches or 6 branches in total. They are superior thyroid, lingual, facial, ascending pharyngeal, occipital and post-auricular arteries. Out of these 6 arteries, the facial, maxillary and superficial temporal arteries are the major branches of nerve. The maxillary artery supplies deep structures of the face. The facial and the superficial artery supply superficial areas of the face. So, the external carotid artery supply most of the structures of outer part of the cranium or most of the external extracranial structures. Then it ends into superficial temporal and maxillary artery. Before it ends into this artery, it gives many branches which supply and deep and superficial part of the face and neck. The branches are superior thyroid, lingual, facial, ascending pharyngeal, occipital and post-auricular arteries. Coming to the internal carotid artery. The internal carotid artery do not supply any structures in the neck. It straight away enters the cranial cavity through a canal called a carotid canal, which is in the petrous part of the temporal bone. So, internal carotid artery does not give any arteries or any branches in the neck. It is straight away enters the cranial cavity through the carotid canal. Within the cranial cavity, it supplies the brain, eyes and forehead. We have seen in detail what are the different branches of internal carotid artery while discussing the cerebral circulation. Let us see about vertebral arteries. In the beginning, we have seen that the two major arteries supplying the head and neck include carotid arteries and vertebral arteries. We have discussed in brief about carotid arteries. Let us see about vertebral arteries now. Vertebral arteries are paired vessels. That is, we have right vertebral artery and left vertebral artery. They arise from the subclavian arteries on right and left side. They arise from the subclavian artery. The right vertebral artery arises from right subclavian and similarly the left vertebral artery from left subclavian. Then they ascend the posterior aspect of the neck. They ascend through the posterior aspect of the neck, passing through holes of transverse processes of cervical vertebra. This is the cervical transverse process of cervical vertebra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Transverse process of cervical vertebra. So these processes have a hole. That hole is called the foramen transverium. The vertebral artery ascends the neck through foramen transverium. Then they enter the cranium through foramen magnum. We cannot see the foramen magnum here, that is situated around here. The vertebral artery enter the cranium or enter into the brain through foramen magnum. Then it is called as the basilar artery. While discussing the posterior cerebral circulation, we have seen in detail the different branches of basilar artery which supply the different parts of the brain. So we have to understand here, just like internal carotid artery, it does not give any branches as it ascends to the base of the skull. It does not give any branches. It straight away passes through the foramen transverium to the foramen magnum. It enters the brain as basilar artery. Then it gives different branches to the different parts of the brain. In addition to the vertebral and carotid arteries, there are other arteries in the neck. They are thyrocervical trunk, inferior thyroid artery, ascending cervical artery, transverse cervical artery and a suprascapular artery. In addition to the carotid and transvertebral artery, the neck has is 5 arteries as well. Let us see about each one in brief. First about the thyrocervical trunk. Here you can see the picture. The light blue colored arteries are the thyrocervical trunk. So the right and left subclavian artery give rise to thyrocervical trunk. The right subclavian and the left subclavian arteries on both sides give rise to thyrocervical trunk on the concerned side. Several vessels arises from this trunk. Several blood vessels arises from this trunk which supply different parts of the neck. The first branch of thyrocervical trunk is called the inferior thyroid artery. This yellow colored vessel is the inferior thyroid artery, which supply thyroid gland. Then, from the inferior thyroid artery, ascending cervical artery arises. This is the inferior thyroid artery and this is the ascending cervical artery, colored in blue. Violet. Ascending cervical artery. It supplies posterior prevertebral muscles. The next branch is the transverse cervical artery. This green colored vessel is the transverse cervical artery near to inferior thyroid. Transverse cervical artery. It supplies trapezius and rhomboid muscles. Transverse cervical supply trapezius and rhomboid muscles. And lastly, the suprascapular artery arises. Suprascapular artery, the brick colored vessel. Suprascapular artery. It supplies the posterior shoulder area. So the other arteries of the neck include thyrocervical trunk, inferior thyroid artery, ascending cervical artery, transverse cervical artery, and the suprascapular artery. This is in brief about the overview of arteries of head